I'm Peter Solomon, and I approve this message. It upsets me every day when fellow citizens do not know the presidents or the years they have served. So, to correct that, I am going to tell you very slowly, you might want a pen and notebook for this, the years they served in chronological order. So here we go. Number 1, George Washington, 1789 to 1797. John Adams, 1797 to 1801. Thomas Jefferson, 1801 to 1809. James Madison, 1809 to 1817. James Monroe, 1817 to 1825. John Quincy Adams, 1825 to 1829. If I'm going too fast,
faster.
I'll go slow.
Faster.
Go faster.
Let's see. Andrew Jackson, 1829 to 1837. Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841. William Henry Harrison, 1841. He died less than 1 month after taking office, so his Vice President John Tyler took over. John Tyler, 1841 to 1845. James Polk, 1845 to 1849. Zachary Taylor, 1849 to 1850. He actually lived in my hometown for a while, so fuck you. And Millard Fillmore took over 1850 to 1853. Then we had Franklin Pierce, who was an alcoholic, 1853 to 1857. James Buchanan, probably considered the worst president in the United States. He did not prevent the Civil War, and he made slavery a bigger issue than it should have been, 1857 to 1861. Probably the greatest unanimously by academics and polls alike, Abraham Lincoln, 1861 to 1865.
16.
Then his vice president took over. Chill. Then his vice president took over. 1865 to 1869, Andrew Johnson. Ulysses S. Grant, 1869 to 1877. Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877 to 1881. James Garfield, assassinated less than 4 months after taking the oath of office. His vice president, Chester A. Arthur, 1881 to 1885. Grover Cleveland, the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, 1885 to 1889. Benjamin Harrison, William Henry Harrison's grandson, 1889 to 1893. Grover Cleveland again, 1893 to 1897. William McKinley served. He was elected to 2 terms. He was assassinated in September of 1901 by Leon Shokov. He was upset because of the economic crisis they were facing at the time. Then his vice president, Teddy Roosevelt, took over 1901 to 1909. William Howard Taft, the fattest president we ever had. There is a story that he got caught in the bathtub. He was stuck in his own bathtub. That's why they had a bathtub installed that could fit 3 people. So 1909 to 1913. Woodrow Wilson, 1913 to 1921. Warren G. Harding, 1921 to 1923. He died of a heart attack in San Francisco. His vice president, Calvin Coolidge, took over 1923 to 1929. Herbert Hoover, who's often blamed for starting the Great Depression, even though Coolidge was the one that was responsible for that. 1929 to 1933. FDR, probably considered one of the greatest presidents we've had in this last century. 1933 to 1945, he died of a cerebral hemorrhage. His vice president, Harry Truman, took over in April. 1945.
The greatest president ever!
1955 to 1953. Dwight D. Eisenhower.
What number are we on?
We're on 34.
Atomic bomb? Yes! What? Yes!
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh my God!
That just happened!
1953 to 1961.
And then...
Oh my God!
John F. Kennedy. 1961 to 1963. He was assassinated in Dallas on November 22nd, 1963, allegedly by Lee Harvey Oswald. We do not know that for sure.
Do you think it was the guy from the grassy
Lyndon
knoll?
Johnson, 1963 to 1969. Richard Nixon, 1969 to 1974. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency, effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in.
Started the worst war ever.
Is that a quote?
Nixon did.
Yep. Then Vice President Ford took over, 1974 to 1977. Jimmy Carter, the only president from Georgia, 1977 to 1981.
He's digging.
Ronald Reagan, 1981 to 1981, known as the great communicator and probably one of the greatest presidents we had.
Wait, 1981 to 1981.
Correction, 1981 to 1989. Fuck me, I'm drunk right now. Then George Bush Sr., read my lips, no new taxes, 1989 to 1983.
Another direct quote.
That was a
Yep.
good quote. I like that.
Bill Clinton, probably the greatest modern president for those who are not in college.
Oh, I love him.
1993 to 2001, George W. Bush, who fucked us over so incredibly bad that I'm drinking right now because of this.
President causes you to drink.
2001 to 2009, and hail to the chief.
Oh, that's my cheer.